fail tracheal resection, and where can we go from there, and then where's the future of all this heading? I want to start off just to say how excited I am as an airway surgeon to see this happening, and to really to meet the other folks that have spoken this morning, and we're already back here plotting the future. It's really, really cool. And you know, to have brought this group together is so impressive, because this is where true change can happen. When an individual physician or even a group of physicians try to do something, there's always this thought in the back of people's mind: what's the ulterior motive? Why are they doing this? And you know, and sadly, a lot of times there is an ulterior motive. Somebody has a patent that they want to promote this product, or they've got an interest in this drug company, or who knows what, their brother works for this pharmaceutical company. It happens. And so people are jaded, and congressmen are jaded, and societies are jaded. But when a group of patients get together, things happen. And there are moments in your life when you sit and you realize this could be a transformative moment. And I think this could be. I think 10 years from now, I will look back, and you will look back, and say, wow, it started 2013. I remember that first conference, that little room that we had. This is going to, I don't think any of us know what this is going to turn into, but I think it's going to be amazing. So I'll go through this. I have no conflicts of interest to disclose, for better or for worse. But this is my typical patient. And I'm going to start this off with a caveat. You know, I'm what we call a young pup. You know, I'm 3 years out from my last bit of training. Now, I mean, that training was 25 years since college, but still, it's, as a surgeon, especially as a specialty surgeon, it's, nobody talks about it, but it's really difficult ethically when you first start out, realizing, you know, that first day after I'd finished all my training, I came back from London, and literally the week after I got back, my partner had operated on a patient and had flown out of town to go speak at a conference, and she came in with a complication. And her T2, she had tracheal stenosis, and she had completely blocked her airway. And so I got an airway back in her, and then I'm sitting there in the operating room going, now what? What do I do? What am I supposed to do? And well, I know the right answer is what I trained to do, you know, but where do you start? And I mean, it is that first patient. And you know, how, you know, then over the subsequent months and, you know, last couple of years, as I introduce people, and you know, my business card says airway reconstruction. That's all I do. I'm very, very blessed that my chairman in my department, in my hospital, and the dean have been very supportive. They don't make me see patients with sore throats or earaches or sinus problems. They let me just do airway. And that's what my research focuses on, and they give me the protected time in the lab to try and come up with better answers, and then just to do that surgically. And, you know, my skills have increased a little bit over the last couple of years. I've learned a couple of lessons, you know, made a couple of mistakes. We're human, but it's not dramatic, you know, but I was realizing last week, a patient actually emailed me and asked me, you know, be straight with me, doc. Are you the right person for me to see? Or should I go somewhere else? And I said, well, you know, there's a guy in Alabama that does this kind of stuff. He's very good, Paul Castellanos at UAB. Bob Lorenz, a very famous guy in ENT, he does this. Some of the guys up in Boston will do some similar things to this. You can go to University College of London, or me. And, you know, it was kind of like, whoa, that's bizarre. And, you know, it's something that the patients, I think, don't think about a lot. But, you know, your surgeon is not, I mean, there are a lot of egotistical surgeons out there too, don't get me wrong. You know, but most of us, I mean, we want to help the patients, and, you know, we've chosen what we're doing and what kind of problems we're tackling. And it's an interesting evolution. So my clinic is filled with patients like this. And this is just one example. She's a 28-year-old girl. She was in a really bad car accident. It was actually so bad that the deputies came to her mom's house and told her, "Your daughter is dead," and were consoling her. And then the radio, I mean, it sounds like a movie, but this really happened. The radio crackles and, wait, we got a pulse. We're putting a tube in her, we're getting her to the hospital. So they rushed her to the hospital. Well, she was intubated forever. They didn't think she was going to live. Finally, they decided she might turn the corner. They did do a tracheotomy. She ended up on a vent for about a little over a month, and they were able to wean her off the ventilator, but never able to cap the trach. She was able to talk by putting her finger over the trach hole, but they scoped her and said, "You've got some tracheal stenosis," which is common in this scenario. So she underwent a tracheal resection, but her stenosis recurred, and actually recurred so bad that she became completely aphonic. So now she's trach dependent for her airway. She can't talk. She can't call 911. She actually has a son. When she saw me, she had been aphonic for 4 years, and she had a son who was 4.5 years old, who had never heard her mom say, "I love you." And she had to text on the phone and all this stuff. So, that's a tough problem. And then also, of course, this lady, her surgeons discovered about halfway through the care that she's anaphylactic allergic to rocuronium, which is a common drug we use to keep people asleep and paralyzed in the operating room. So, not easy. And this is what she looked like from above, just complete loss of the airway, just below the vocal cords. And, so she's already failed trach